Hey Internet, it's RJ. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now, today's episode, we're going to continue taking a look at credit card catalogs by bank, this time focusing on UMB Bank. So, typical fashion here, we will first familiarize ourselves with UMB as a bank. We'll talk about the reward structures and redemptions, of course, the cards themselves. There are personal and business to consider. Then come out on the other end, figuring out if these cards are worth considering a slot in your wallet or not. So, if any of that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, first things first, let's start out familiarizing ourselves with UMB Bank, as they are more of a regional bank, but they still have some decent offerings, as you'll see very soon. So, starting out with the classic Did You Know slide. Now, UMB was founded back in 1913 as City Center Bank, and as many banks go, there's a lot of M&A going on, and then you end up with the UMB Bank that we have today. Now, they're also headquartered in Kansas City, Missouri. As a result, you can kind of see the states that they service. This is kind of what makes them a smaller regional bank, but they do have some sizable states on here, Texas, Illinois, to name a few. Now, but the list I use, they're saying, hey, this is the 60th largest bank in the U.S., which is still no slouch because you're talking about $37.6 billion in assets as of 2021. Now, what I found was more sort of like a fun fact than anything else was that UMB has a division of their business at one point that made cards for other organizations. So you're talking about associations or store cards or charities, things like that, which is just kind of a fun fact because we don't really see that too often. I mean, we have like Elan Credit who does it. There's a cardless company as well who makes cards for, programs or companies without credit cards. So a little bit interesting there. So if you've ever seen any of their other cards or have any experience with them, definitely let me know down below what your thoughts are. But that's a little bit about UMB as a bank. Now let's turn over to their credit card reward structures, earnings, and redemptions to see what these cards are earning and what you can get for it. So when it comes to rewards and redemptions program for UMB Bank cards, their cards are going to earn points and cash back, but it's not really interchangeable, and you'll see why in a second. So the cashback redemptions is going to be limited to one card, and I'll call this out when we get to the card, but cashback redemptions, you're looking to deposit into a UMB account, but you do get a bonus, a little bit of a points boost, 1.1x back on your redemptions into a UMB deposit account. Now, which is also nice to see is you can have this deposit into an external account, so if you have like a Bank of America account or something, UMB will ACH that money to Bank of America, and of course you can do a statement credit. Now, when it comes to points, you cannot get straight cash back for points, meaning like you cannot pull it out, put it into a bank account, but you can get statement credits, gift cards, merchandise, event tickets, and travel. One important note here is when it comes to points and cash back, both of those currencies, they're good for 3 years, except for one of the cards. For some reason, the Simply Rewards card is good for 5 years. But with that in mind, now let's transition to the cards themselves. So we'll start out with the personal, then move to the business. So batting lead off, we have the Simply Rewards card, clocking in at a no annual fee. Multipliers here are going to be 3x on gas stations, 3x at grocery stores, 3x discount stores, 3x restaurants, and fast food. So I guess they felt the need to break out restaurants and fast food. So if you ever thought that McDonald's was a restaurant, I guess UMB says otherwise, but you're covered at both. Now benefits here are going to be your Visa Signature benefits, as this is a Visa Signature card. And again, this is a card that's going to earn points. Now moving over to the Traveler Select card, clocking in at a no annual fee. Your multipliers here are going to be 3x on airfare, 3x on hotels, resorts, tour buses, and cruise ships, and then 3x on car rentals as well. Now the benefits here, you have no foreign transaction fees, and again, this is going to be a card that earns points. Now next up, we have the Direct Cash card. So you may have guessed from the name, this is the card that's going to earn cash back. Now the annual fee is $0. Your multipliers here are going to be the classic 1.5x on all purchases. And the benefits here, this is where you have a little bit of interest at. You can get that 10% boost when redeeming to a UMB deposit account. So again, if you're going to get this card, that is probably the way to go. Boost up your multiplier a little bit. And with that, we move on to their last personal card, which is the private bank card, and it is shiny and black. I believe it's even metal. So annual fee here is $0. Your multiplier is going to be varied depending on how much you spend. So if you spend $10,000 a month, you can get 2x back on all purchases. If you spend $5,000 a month, you can get 1.5x on all purchases, and it's going to earn a base of 1.35x no matter how much money you spend. So you can see, again, this is obviously aimed at their private banking clients. That's how you get it. Now, the benefits here, exclusive lifestyle benefits, travel benefits, and insurances, and no foreign transaction fees. Again, not a ton of details. They do want you to call in and work with a banker to figure that one out. Now, in addition to personal cards, UMB also has business cards. The problem with the business cards is that they really want you to call in and work with the banker to figure out what card is best for you. So I just pulled forward some of the options. You can see they have a UMB Visa Business Rewards credit card for mid-sized businesses looking for travel benefits and flexible rewards. They have a Visa Commercial credit card for business with more than $2 million in revenue, and they have a purchasing credit card for businesses simply looking to simplify their purchasing programs. It probably means you just have a lot of purchase power. Now, again, I really don't think it's going to be worth doing the extra homework to figure out what these cards actually earn. But, if they do want you to talk to them, then I'm going to lean that they'll probably take what's the actual business a little bit more serious than most banks. And then the last thing I wanted to bring forward was the co-branded creation. So you can read co-branded cards for brands you enjoy. This is just showing you that they do still make cards for other things, kind of like an Elan or a Cardless, if you will. So, again, I think that's more of a neat touch. But there you go. That is the full UMB catalog, as of 2022. Now, interestingly enough, I think a few things. One, the private banking card is probably the most funny to me because, a lot of banks just have a quote-unquote private banking card or a card aimed at their top-tier caliber customers, and it actually ends up being terrible. I mean, the fact that you can only get up to 2x back for $10,000 a month in spend, well, the City Double Cash does that too, so it should be a little bit more. You take the Bank of America route, preferred rewards if you have to, where their highest multiplier can get up to 2.62% back, I believe. So, private banking card is cool. They want you to know it's a metal, I believe, but definitely a pass. Now, the one here to focus on, though, is one that if this came from a bigger bank, we would definitely be talking about it, and that's the Simply Rewards card. Now, overall, as a whole, yes, you can go out and you can get all these multipliers. You can find higher multipliers on other cards individually. However, for a regional bank to offer a card this strong, I think it's pretty good. If you were banking with UMB, that's definitely the card to get. You could get that. You could also get the 1.5x card just so you have a good catch-all base if you wanted to. But again, you're going to do much better at your catch-all because even with that points booster redeeming into a UMB account, City Custom Cash or City Double Cash on Wells Fargo Active Cash, SoFi is a 2% card, 2% really the table minimum, which is interesting to me that they cheaped out there a little bit. But again, the rewards, the Simply Rewards card is pretty strong overall. And I think if this was at a bigger bank, we would definitely be talking about it, considering all the multipliers you get. But anyways, let me know what you guys think down below. So if you like this one, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel. Again, posting content just like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. My question for you guys is let me know down below what you think of UMB. What do you think of finding the Simply Rewards card? That's something that you would consider if you're in the region, or do you have a better option? Love to get your thoughts on that. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.